So let's get some more notes. Number 1, we need to prompt 4.0. Prompt GPT 4.0. We need to supply the full transcript. If this is boring, geez, that's because it is boring, right? None of this stuff is super exciting and fun, but this is what you have to do when you're planning out a full build from front to back. And this is how you organize projects, how you set them up, and execute to a fully functional idea. This is how you start with an idea and then get on the route to actually completing it. So we need to supply the full transcript, and we'll ask the AI step for a structured course. Modules, lesson summaries, and we could maybe even do this with O1 since it has a bit more reasoning. Key topics and quiz questions. Let's give an example prompt. We could write, you are an instructional designer. Using this transcript, create 3 to 7 modules. That's probably about good. Each with short summary, 3 quiz questions. Now this is a super basic example prompt, right? Like you're gonna want to test and use this prompt to see if it works. 3 quiz questions plus correct answers. Yeah. What else do we need? We need the worksheets and assignments. So an assignment or worksheet idea and suggestions for thumbnail concepts. Cool. Now we need another LLM step. And I'll just make all these LLM steps this color. Why not? LM step 2. This would be the thumbnails and visuals. So this is where 4.0 actually comes in. All right. Add the notes. So let's think. Right now, we are creating an app. We're allowing a file upload for users to submit the Zoom recording. Then we're extracting the audio and converting it and getting the word level transcripts, concatenating those for a full lecture text. And then we are putting to the first LLM step, which is creating the course outline in the content. Then we need something to actually create these visuals, right? So what are we going to do? We're going to generate the course thumbnails. So for each thumbnail concept, right, because that's what we're creating over here, create an image prompt. So an example could be a bright, like flat design, blah, blah. Doesn't really matter. And then we're going to use GPT 4.0. To actually generate or whatever we need. Then we need to, so once we have this, what do we need to do? We need to store these images somewhere or host them somewhere. So store or host, we could just use like a Google Drive or something. So upload images to permanent storage solution. And I would actually use like an Airtable or maybe SQL database, not a Google Drive, if this is going to be a SaaS. You need something extensive for users' data. It'd probably be best to do an SQL database. SQLDB, cool. All right, what's next? Step 3. And actually, let's just go ahead and fix this just to show you the power of 4.0. Remove the perfume bottle. Keep only the fire blood bottle in the same position, tilted, that the perfume bottle is. I'm going to actually just re-upload the Fireblood can so it can just remain accurate. Probably doesn't need it, but all right, let's continue on. It's going to be step 3, LLM step 3. So what do we have, right? Cool, we're getting the course, thumbnails, and visuals. Let's go back, let's see the description. Thumbnails, summaries. Okay, so we need the worksheets and summaries, right? Quizzes, all that stuff. So that's what we're at, step 3. Worksheets and summaries. And you could add quizzes in here, but I'll just skip it because same concept. Let's say optional quizzes. And if you guys wanted to get more granular with this, right, you could basically build this out. So boom, you go here, branch out here with the different notes and stuff like that. But I'm just doing the overall concept. Like once you have this, it's pretty easy to actually build this. All right. Worksheets. So number 1, what we need to do is we should get more detailed worksheets. So we should expand upon these worksheets based off the Zoom content. That way, like if something's not covered, we could use AI to analyze what was happening and then expand upon it. So we'll expand assignments. So we could say something like, for a prompt, turn this into a 1-page PDF style worksheet with fillable prompts or checklists, right? So automatic course creator, we can then pass this result to the resulting, what do we get? A text layout, call it that, to a PDF generator. So something could be like Google Docs API or whatever else. And then basically we use GPT-4o to refine summaries. GPT-4o. Cool. Now, the last step is going to be something different. It's not going to be an LLM step. So let me just get a shape. I'll do diamond. Why not? And I'm going to change the color down here. And what is this? This is going to be, we'll probably need 2 more steps. So no code LMS publishing. This is where we actually publish the course. So something like, WAP or school or like Teachable, something like that, right? WAP etc. Cool. Let me get the more notes. Create course. Step 1, okay. Make.com. Call the course API. Provide course title description, etc. Genjis, if this is boring, it's because it's supposed to be description from the outline. And I'm not going to go granular through the rest. I think you guys get the idea. I'm sure one of you will steal this idea and actually build it, which is great. So then we need to create the modules. So we need to make an API call to create chapters or sections or whatever, or modules. Then we would just insert the lessons. Yeah, I'm not going to go through. So insert lessons. Let me just speed this up. Attach thumbnails that we created from the other step. And then we would need to publish. Okay. Last one. Let's just connect these. Let me get a little curve going here. Let me put a star here because this is the important part. 8, 7. No, we don't need to number it. Payment and delivery. All right. That's the fun part. And what we would do is charge the what did I say it was? 249. That's just a number, right? You could go a little bit higher, you could go a little bit lower. Depends on your audience. Per launch, and we could use make.com's Stripe modules. That's pretty easy to collect payment. Stripe, etc. After success, trigger the final steps to actually publish this. So I'll add in here. We're just going to set to publish this. We're not going to actually publish it. After we collect payment, we're going to trigger the actual publish to the course. Publish. And then notify the user. Notify user. Give them the keys to all their stuff. So, want to send them back an invoice, course URL, or preview link. And then like access to whatever the course is, access to course. Like, so this is just a very rough idea, right? And I'm just breaking it down step by step. So the final output of all of this would be fully fleshed out, structured online course, complete with modules, lessons, quizzes, worksheets, custom thumbnails, live on an online course, right? So this is, you have a SaaS. Anyone could come to your SaaS. They could give you a Zoom recording, and then boom, you pull out a whole course for them. And then you can make it so they subscribe once they have their course structure set up. They can just keep putting this in, and it automatically manages all the course content. They don't have to worry about uploading stuff. They don't have to worry about categorizing stuff. Everything could be done completely automated through your SaaS platform, right? So these are just some base level ideas. Now I'm going to take a couple questions in the chat, and then we're going to call this off. Let's see what everyone's saying. That's why I wasn't hearing any pings, because my tier wasn't open. All right, let's see. Any questions, G's? Let me know. And yes, this will go in the courses. All right, I'm not seeing any questions. I'll give it another minute. Maybe it's just a little bit of slow. Oh, let's check on our render. Boom, Fireblood. Boom. All right, let me download this shit. Jump into Runway. Let's drag that in here. Asset is too large. Damn. So I would have to downscale it, but essentially we could put it in here.
you.